Hey, everybody, stop working. It's time for a lunch break. Proudly brought to you by Groove Fishing, changing the way you do tackle. Sunline, the best fishing line on the planet. And Spro, makers of the finest tackle available. All right, what's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome to the lunch break today, Thursday, February 26th. I hope everybody's doing well today. Nasty, rainy day outside. Really stinks out there. Really stinks out there. Only going to have some more heavy rain moving through. So it's going to be a little while before it gets better. But hey, it might make the fishing better this weekend for those of you guys that are going to be out there fishing. So give it a few minutes for everybody to jump on. I know as we get longer on into the week, sometimes it's harder and harder to jump on these things at lunch. But hey, if you do, I appreciate you. So glad you guys could join us. Now, hope you guys got to watch last night's episode of the Live Well. Tony filled in for me last minute. Thank you very much, Tony Collum. What's up, Jeff Brazil? Tony filled in for me and did an admirable job. Had a hell of a crew together last night. And tonight we got Matt Steffen. So it'll be Father Time, Tim McGuire, myself, and we'll have Matt Steffen in the house. Um, been watching a lot of the NPFL. I know some of you guys. What's up, Tom? And I don't know. They're not showing the current leader right now, but it was right about 12, 10, 11, 12 pounds, something like that. The comment section is absolutely fantastic. What's up, Geiger, Farmer, Cam? Just ordered some of those Spro skip gap shaky heads to see what the hype is all about. Best one to me on the market. Now, Owner makes a good one. There's several good ones out there. I fished one, but that skip gap by far to me is the one I like. Big Day Fishing 5. What's going on? I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. And you're gonna hear me repeat this on every podcast I do from now until December 31st. I need your help. I need your help. There is a man in our area that I think a ton of. 13 pounds is leading. Yeah, Coker, I got clothes on. um, there's a man in this area that I think highly of. And one of the best, if not the best angler I know in North Georgia that um, he's just one of them. He's just one of them. And we've talked about his dreams about fishing before and how he would love if he had the money to go fish. How he would love to go fish. And I know damn well he could compete on it. And this guy has given a ton to the Fish North Georgia Live Well community. Absolute ton. And so my ass, along with yours, we're going to make his dream come true. This is going to be my goal for the rest of the year. We're going to raise the money, and we're gonna send this guy to fish in the NPFL next year. And that guy is Jonathan Farmer, and he's in the comments. We're going to raise his entry fees, not just me, not just one or two of you, but the entire community, and us as the Fish North Georgia and the Live Well community. We're going to pay Jonathan Farmer's entry fees to the National Professional Fishing League next year. I know the guy's there. I know he would qualify. I know that he would pass the vetting process, and we're going to do it. We're going to make his dream come true. And I did the math, about 30 grand. If I had 150 guys give me $200, we got it covered. And we can break it down however. But I'm going to get a couple of guys in, and I'm going to get a couple of guys in on like a little committee. And we're going to raise the money, and we're going to make one man's dreams come true. We got your back, Farmer. Farmer, we're going to send you. I texted you earlier. I said, make plans. He definitely could compete. So for the rest of the year, now, granted, if situations pop up where we need to help other people, that's fine. But the Fish North Georgia community and the Live Well, and when I say community, I mean family. I mean all of you guys. We're gonna make it happen. We're going to figure out Clayton over here. When I get my little committee, I'm going to put together 2 or 3 other guys besides myself to kind of help oversee this. That way we have accountability. He's going to go. Once I get this group together, We're going to figure it out. The best way to raise the money, where to keep it, and all of us are going to pay this man's entry fees, and he's going to go represent all of us. And I don't care if he falls flat on his face every tournament. I don't want him to be an old man going, I wished I could have. I wished I could have. And I think it's just a damn cool thing that we are going to do. Farmer, yeah, listen, I love you, dude. You have been so helpful to this channel, to me personally. I think this is just, you know what? It's time for us to help a good guy. So I want you guys to start in your mind, start thinking about this, start planning this in your head. 150 people at $200 a piece. Or, we can break it down other. If all we can get from somebody is $5, great. If we can get 1,000, great. We are going to raise the entry fees are right about 30K. And then hell, if we can get more to help with travel, we're going to do it. But we are going to send Jonathan Farmer to the NPFL in 2027. No doubt about it. This is what's going to happen. Yeah, Clint, we're going to send Jonathan Farmer to fish the NPFL in 2027. We're going to raise as a family, as a Fish North Georgia Live Well family. We're going to raise his entry fees, and we're going to pay it. What's up, Pontoon Jody on TikTok? How you doing, hon? And you guys on TikTok can help out too. Hey, listen, we just might be just. I just want to give a man his dream. I want to play a small part in giving a man his dream. So you guys out there, I want you to start listening. I don't want to just say it one day on a lunch break podcast. We're going to do this every damn podcast I do. And we will go with it. Okay. So Coleman Jones, Doug Rice, and and Clint. I would like you three to be on my committee to help make this happen. We'll talk separately after this. We'll figure out what to do. But guys, well, we'll try that American South Fishing. But listen, I want guys selling merch is one thing. I want people to give from their heart. I want people to give. I don't know what 30,000 is. I mean, at what is it? 3,000 at $10 a piece. Hell, I don't do math. But we're going to do this. So, Farmer, I love you, dude. That is my goal for the rest of the year, is to send Jonathan Farmer to the NPFL. That's my goal, and I want my family, and that is you guys out there, to do it. So, if you guys will accept Coleman's in, Clint's in, Doug's in. Okay, good. We'll do it. So this is going to happen, but it's going to take all of us. It'll take all of us. If I could write a $30,000 check, I would. I can't. Trying to get this business off the ground, but I can help raise some money and I can put a little in myself. But if all of us do it, 30,000 is the elephant. The only way you're going to eat an elephant is a bite at a time. You guys have heard a lot of guys say that. So be ready to watch how we're going to do this. It's going to be good. I think it would be absolutely fantastic to do this and make yourself feel good when you do things for other people. Because I promise you, Jonathan didn't wake up knowing this morning that this was going to happen. But by God, it's going to. It is going to happen. I am convinced. And when I get my mind set on something, it's going to happen. So go ahead and plan it, guys. Anyway, and I was watching the NPFL. I've been watching it. Ain't no doubt in my mind he could compete. So again, guys, get it in your mind. This is what we're going to do. Now let's talk a little bit of fishing. But I'm going to mention it at every one. But once I get my crew together and we figure out how you guys can get the money and where to put the account and what we're going to do, we're going to do it. And that's why I wanted some other guys. We want to be, we want to be transparent, want to have accountability. We want to do something right, though. I mean, hell yeah, this is going to be awesome. All right, Ty Patterson, real quick. I was told by a security guard last night that I could not fish inside Port Royale Marina. I was on my boat. Is he wrong? I've seen marinas can enforce rules within their lease boundaries. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. Some of you guys maybe can can find that out. Uh, but listen, Farmer, we love you, dude. It's gonna happen. Uh, let me ask you guys a question. And again, we'll figure it all out, guys. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever met your hero and were a little bit let down? Or if you actually met your hero and had an absolutely fantastic, uh, they were what you thought they were. And the reason I say this, and I'm not going to mention a name, but I talked to a gentleman and he got a chance to kind of converse a little bit with his hero recently. And he told me, he goes, it wasn't what I thought. It really wasn't what I expected. And he was kind of let down by it. And so I got to thinking, the only person that I've really, in my adult life, there's one autograph I went to get, and that was Bill Dance's. Bill Dance is absolutely fantastic human being. You guys have heard me talk about that many, many times. Met him down at ICAST, had to get my picture made with him. Looked at my lanyard with my name on it and called me by my name the entire conversation. Took the time to do that. Last year at ICAST, my wife and my daughter got to go meet Bill Dance and took pictures with him. And he was just, and my wife knew, but she goes, she don't know nothing about fishing, but she recognized that Tennessee hat because of her dad. Her dad loved Bill Dance. And Pontoon Jody said, I knew you was going to say Bill Dance. Bill Dance don't let you down. Now, Mike and Wendy Rice said Larry Nixon, and he was an absolutely great person. Well, I'm glad you had a good experience. Yeah, Clint's doing the math. Yeah, $200 per person takes $150. $100 per person takes $300. We're going to do that. Mike Geiger says the people we idolize or consider heroes are human too, and they can let us down because we have over expectations. I agree with you, Mike. I agree with you 100%. And it's almost kind of like it might be you, right? It might be you. It might be a bad day. But and this guy didn't have a terrible experience. This was not one where he got shunned or anything like that, or the guy didn't sign an autograph or anything like that. It was nothing like that. But he was still kind of like, he didn't expect kind of the attitude that this guy had. Now this is actually, listen, I met Bryce Harper. He was actually chill. Now listen, Bryce Harper with the Phillies, we'd love to boo him, but I'm telling you what, he'd look good in an Atlanta Brave uniform all day long. All day long. Pontoon Jody said, I used to watch Bill Dance on Saturday morning cartoons. I did too, hon. We're showing our age right there, are we not? Are we not? I, you know, I'm not a, how do I want to say this? I don't have a ton of heroes. I got a ton of friends. I don't have a ton of heroes. And I'm not saying Bill Dance was actually a hero. He was just like, he's one of the few guys in my adult life that I was like, that's Bill Dance. I had Tom Glavine, used to pitch for the Atlanta Braves. He was right beside me. We were at Sports Authority in Alpharetta. I was going to get my son some ball. I don't know what it was. And Tom Glavine ended up being right in line with me. And people were just, oh my gosh. You know what? I feel for those people. Can't go out in public without people bothering you. So this woman and this husband were kind of doing that. He looked over at me and I just gave him a head nod. That is it. He gave me a head nod. I think he thanked me for it. Like, thank goodness, dude. Lots of guys like that. Now, Clayton, you're right. Now, your hero at the pearly gates. I understand that if we're on the same page. Tracy Coker said when Lanier met KVD the second time, he recognized him from 2 years prior. He's an overall great person. That is, yeah, absolutely. Now, I had KVD in the lunch line with me at ICAST. Same thing. Looked up at him. I mean, we were shoulder to shoulder. He looked at me. I gave him a head nod, like, how you doing? He nodded back. And I mean, man just want to eat his hot dog. But Mike and Wendy says Orlando Wilson. Now, generally in the fishing world, it seems like most of the guys are what they are, right? We'll continue that conversation, but let's answer this question for Nathan. What's the best unit y'all think for the driver's seat that has a nice screen resolution and size with a high megahertz setting? So you're looking for a console. I guess you, Nathan, the question's going to be, what do you want it to, do you want, are you going to use it for mapping? You're going to use it for side scan? I mean, what's the main use of this? And Cam and them are stuck on the chocolate starfish and Limp Biscuit and all that. So they must have had a fun time on the podcast last night. I don't know which one. Um, Coleman said, Nathan, I would buy a used Hummingbird Helix, especially if you're going to use it for some side scanning and stuff. That seems to be a very good unit. I mean, listen, at this point in time, all the units are good, but each one has its own little strength. Yeah, he's going to use it for side, down, and mapping. Uh, I probably would go with the Hummingbird, the Helix, or if you want to ever get you a live, what is that new one that the new Hummingbird that you got to have to use the live, to use their new live or whatever it is? I forget it. It's Thursday. The brain, even though I'm back on the medication, the brain isn't working the way it's supposed to be. John G says, I met Brian Latimer, talked to him for a while after his seminar and then championship the next day. He was just like talking to a good friend. And that's a good thing. That's the way you hope them to be. I mean, like, look, every time I see Emil out, Emil is we're buddies. Emil is always super nice. But when Ken and I and Clint went up to the Bash U thing up there, and you know, Shyrock was nice to me. Brian New was nice to me. New was nice to me. HK Fishing, what would be the best forward facing out of the three brands? I would tell you 90% of my followers, viewers, and everything, they're going to tell you Garmin. Every time it's Garmin. Now, I have guys that like the Lowrance, and there's a few Humminbird guys out there, but the vast majority are going to tell you the Garmin. And that's just from the conversations that we have and listening to them and how they're talking. Now, when it comes to mapping and side scan and all that, a lot of them are going to tell you the Humminbird. Explorer, that's what it is. That's the new Humminbird unit. The used market is a lot cheaper, used to be a lot cheaper. Man, are they expensive. Yeah, they're all expensive. Explorer, there you go. Nathan, I loved our Helix SI and mapping. Spend the extra money for the map card. Nathan says, I want a 8610 for forward facing, but man, it's expensive. Then you have to buy the transducer. Listen, it is. It's expensive. It is. Clayton said the Helix 7 was my first for side and down imaging. So the Humminbird. Nathan concurred on Brian Latimer at the fishing store with his kids. He's a great person, and that's cool. I met Johnny. Is it Weissmuller? The good Tarzan too, but he was only 5 then. Good Lord. The great thing about Humminbird is the Lake Master mapping. Now the Mega Live 2 is great. Now Tracy Coker, I've heard that. I have heard that. And I think a lot of people are still a little gun shy because of the Mega Live, the original version. I had the Mega Live original version. I could never make it work right. And I sold it. And then the guy that had it after me, he sold it after about a month. But I have heard that the Mega Live 2 is legit. Now listen to Doug Rice. We ain't your damn idol. I met several of the Live Well guys, Danny, Kevin, and Tony. And we're glad to meet you guys. It's always fun. Listen, I had guys come up at the Noe show. And it's like, you know what's funny? You can see them eyeballing you a little bit. You get used to it after a while. But they're trying like, I know that guy. And then some of them just come right up and say, hey, what's going on, Danny? Like you've been best friends. And listen, I enjoy it. I love talking to people. Guys, that's the only superpower I got is I don't shut up. And so it's really awesome. It is really awesome to meet you guys. Coker says he loves it. If you get an Explorer, it comes with mapping included. That's that new one. Good to know. Tim and Farmer, they count too. They are real. I am not going to the Greenville Noe show this weekend. In fact, I might be going to Gunnersville with Farmer. I got to ask the boss lady. If I want to go bad enough, I can go. But it's just polite to ask. And she might have something planned for me. I don't know. But I think the women have something planned. So I might be able to squeeze away, at least for Saturday. Oh yeah, here's a new one. I met Tyler Shelnut, which is who's currently having Ultrex issues on Lanier. Oh no, that's awful. Now James Ramsey, he goes, "You guys surprised me at the expo. Definitely caught me off guard. I felt like a celebrity." So hey, James, funny thing, I was sitting there. I went up and talked to you and everything, and I walked back over there to Tony, and he goes, so that's James Ramsey. He watches the show all the time, Fish's Carter's, and I kid you not, he goes, "Oh, I need to go meet him." And I said, "Go, he's right there." Um, Everybody says Garmin, but Lowrance is cheaper. Like, at the end of the day, Nathan, you got to go with what you can afford, right? You got to go. All I can tell you is now Tracy Coker gives a great thing. He gives a great review on the Helix. I mean, not on the Helix, on the Mega Live 2, and he likes it. I know guys that fish the Lowrance. They got the active target and all that. And they like it. It's what you personally like and what you can afford. More people will say Garmin, and I will say this on the boats that I've had. And I haven't seen the Mega Live 2 yet. The Garmin to me, of what I've seen, is just easier to make things out. Just to me, to me it just is a better picture. But I can't. I'm not an expert, right? Um, the Lake Master Premium is nice to have when running the lake at night, when the lake is drained down. Also nice to have looking for points and ditches. Absolutely. Fishing with Fowler upgraded from the 32 to the 34, and to me it was night and day. Garmin, you can't go wrong in my opinion. Side imaging, I'm going to give it to Humminbird though. And Fowler, that's pretty typical of what we hear. Coleman Jones, I'm talking my mom and dad fishing. They're gonna, I'm taking my mom and dad fishing. They're gonna have a front row seat while they get backboated and I scope. There you go. Show them what it's like. Pre-spawn around Gunnersville sounds like trophy bass potential. It would be farmer catching it if that was the case. What's up, Silver Punk? Oh, James Ramsey. He didn't remember you from that tournament up there. That's funny. HK Fishing. How does the Lanier bite do when the lake is down very low? Well, if I'm being honest, for me, it sucked. But, but it's one of those things on Lanier that's it's not so much the depth, it is the clarity of the water right now. If it was stained up a little bit, the fish, I'm sure we'd have killed them shallow. We'd have wrecked them. But it's the clarity of the water, man. I promise you, in Young Deer, we were seeing 10, 15 foot down, and I'm not exaggerating. It was dumb how clear that water was, and we were on the struggle bus with it. For some guys, they're still smacking them. How the hell somebody had a 26-pound bag the other day? Somebody had a 26-pound bag the other day on Lanier. So again, we're pre-spawn. Depends on the part of the lake. I know some of the guys were telling me they've been spending more time up north, doing well because the water's a little stained. I know the water temp was 55, 56, and that was Saturday, and that was Thursday. I'm sure it changed a little bit. So it's like any lake. The guys that know it, they're on them. Where are we at here? Let me see. You can get a cheap used Garmin with the LV32 for under 2K and still be better than the newest tech from Lowrance and Humminbird for forward-facing sonar. That's Clint. That's his opinion. 5-rod setup for Gunnersville if we go. A-rig, lipless, chatterbait, jig, and a crankbait. I like it. Silverpunk says, I've got the poor man's version. The Eagle Eye 9 works great, but I can tell why it's a quarter of the price. Yeah, I get that. I get that. And also, too, there's something about that Eagle 9 that you lose the angle of the beam going down. Like, is it right under the boat you can't see? I believe that's what it is. Um, Danny, I have a feeling you're going to bust your largemouth PB this year. Well, hell yeah, let's do it. I like it when you guys have a little bit of faith in me. Thanks to Clint, I think I'm going to go Garmin definitely for the forward-facing sonar and probably the driver's seat. I want my units to connect each other with the waypoints. There you go. There you go. James Ramsey, I'm trying to find somewhere to camp and fish this weekend. If anyone has any suggestions other than someone on some, let me read this shit again. I'm trying to find somewhere to camp and fish this weekend. If anyone has any suggestions on somewhere that's fishing good, that's worth dragging a camper to, throw it out there in the comments section for James. Uh-oh, here we go. Tyler's down 2 weeks. Trolling motor motherboard died on me. Dude, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Tracy Coker, a friend of mine, has active target and it's different for sure. It is different, and you get used to one. I know Ryan, when Ryan was totally anti-forward facing sonar. You guys remember that if you've been with us for a while. And then he got that Garmin, and you just get used to something. And then when you look at something foreign, like I used that Garmin with Ryan. We fished a lot, and then I got on Robert Blesky's boat, and he had Lowrance, and I was like, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. It is definitely different. Now, Gunnersville, the crankbait could be traded out with a glide or a swim bait for sure. If I get to go farmer, I'll just do whatever the hell you tell me to do. Jeremiah said, I was about to say you can't fish it without some kind of big glide. Yeah, I mean, you could. Um, let's see, Nathan. I love this channel. The only other place you can get info like this is Reddit or some forum. Hey, we just try, man. We try. We we ain't, again, same thing I was talking about at the beginning with farmer. Like, this is a family. It's y'all's channel too. It's just as much y'all's channel as me. All right. It's just as much y'all's channel. Oh yeah. Clint's down 3 weeks, guys. Clint, you having to get the entire axle replaced? Man, boat trailers, dude. I mean, I don't know how many wheel bearings I've blown, and they never blow in a good spot. Last year Clint dealt with busted tires. That was the problem of the year, and this year's axle. But he will move on. He will power through it. I'm 100% convinced. Atlanta Outdoors just got a Lowrance FS9 for my kayak. Got the transducer rig. So you haven't tried it out yet? Let's see. Silverpunk. The Eagle Eye 9 is only a single beam, not 3 beams like the more expensive one. So, yes, you can only see out front and not under the boat. I knew it was something. But I don't have one. But if that's all you can afford, or if that's your budget for right now, get it. If you just want something, get it. I haven't never heard of anybody really complain about that Eagle 9. Not a complaint as in like I can't see fish, I can't do that. It's been more, of course, like what we're talking about, single beam, and can't see certain things. You get the black areas under the boat and everything. But if that's all you got, go for it, man. Taking a trip in March to catch some bedding smallies. We will see. Where you going? You gonna drop the lake? What transducer do y'all run for forward facing sonar? You guys throw it out there, whatever it is you're running. Now, Messick says he's going camping at Murray, Clarksville, or Santee. All are putting out bags. Hell, especially Santee. Good Lord. Tyler said, I'm bringing that trolling motor to Trent over there at Sonar Pros. All right. Best in the business out there. Underwood is out there getting soaked trying to catch those Mondos. That's right. And this is perfect. It is no longer FFS on the live well, Fish North Georgia. It is no longer forward facing sonar. It's funding farmers' dreams. FFD, baby. FFD. Do you know how cool it would be? Guys, do you really know how cool it would be if we make and there's no if we make this happen. Our ass is going to make it happen. It's done. We're going to do it. But you know how cool it would be for Farmer to hold up one of them blue trophies? Or not blue trophies. What are the shields? That's the NPFL's the shields. Do you freaking just think how cool that would be that we helped to make that happen? Okay, think about it. It's going to be good. BK Jigs on TikTok been saving for 2 years for Tarova and Helix 9, but now I'm going with the Explorer 9. Any suggestion? BK, I mean, people are saying that they're pretty jam up. I've not messed with one, but those that haven't say it's pretty jam up. Tracy Coker on YouTube. How is the Explorer? How is the Explorer? But we're going to do an FFD, baby. Actually, now that we mentioned glides, stop buying them cutesy little 7 inches smaller swim baits. They're not real swim baits. Who buys a 5-inch glide bait anyway? Jeremiah's saying go for it. Go for it. Get the big ones out there. Clint needs AAA roadside just for his trailer. Cam, no doubt about it. Good Lord. I thought of FFS, funding farmer success, but can't do that to them. No, we don't want to do that. It's FFD, baby. I like what you're doing. All right, Fishing with Fowler, give me your wacky rig setup from worm to rod. I heard you were a master. No, I'm not a master. I just throw it. I have I am throwing a good grief. Honest to God, this is no lie. On my wacky rig is my cheapest reel. It's a little Abu Garcia uh spinning rod, Black Max, and it's outside. I'd show it to you. I promise you, it's the cheapest reel I got. I got some nice ass reels, but I got 12 pound. I got right now 12-pound cast braid on it, and I go to a Sunline FC Sniper leader, 12-pound cast braid, and I go to an 8-pound FC Sniper leader. The rod that I've got it on actually, um, I just changed to the Slayer. It is a Spro rod, and I'm trying. It is a it's a medium, and I'm trying to. I think it's 7 foot. I'm not one of those, and I'll throw it on all kinds of stuff, but that's the one I got. But that little Abu Garcia reel, honest to goodness, I don't know what it is. I cannot kill that thing. I can't kill it. I don't throw it on a bait caster. I wish I had it in here. It's out there in my truck. I'd show it to you. But really is honestly the cheapest reel that I got. I can skip that booger. Um, but it is, I know the rod is a Slayer rod. It is a Spro rod. And I got some Sunline braid coming in that I'm going to try. And I'm also going to try that Sunline sinking braid. I'm going to give that thing a shot too, because like the only complaint I got about any braid really is when it's windy. Man, it sucks trying to throw weightless when it's windy. But I would say this, like I mean, I do. Here's one thing I do different than everybody else, and maybe not everybody else, but this is I brought it over from the trout game. I don't use a big hook. I'll use a number one. I mean, a small number one, number two hook. Sometimes I use a ring. Sometimes I don't. If I am bomb ass casting, sitting way off a point and I want to throw it, I'll use the ring. If I'm skipping docks and I'm up close, I don't even mess with a ring. But I use that little bitty hook because number one, you can't see it near as well. Number two, most of the times you get hooks like they're ultra sticky. Now in the trout world, a lot of people disagree with me on this. This is just me. A lot of people in the trout world will catch them 20 plus inch rainbows and browns on that little fly that's got a hook so small that you can't daggum hard. You have to put readers on to tie the knot. And I brought that over to the bass thing. I just think it gives a little more natural fall when the hook's smaller. You ain't boat flipping it though. There's no doubt about that. You're not boat flipping. Let's see. Let me try to catch up. You guys are still talking. We did. The Explorer is awesome. It is awesome. Let's see. Somebody said that. Yeah, LVS 34. Um, Clint and I would watch to see if you could perform under pressure. You're going to do that. I love it. FFD. Jeremiah says, Jeff Brazil says, Jeremiah, I agree. 7 inch is the smallest I use, and I call them the baby glides. Baby glides, 7 inch. 9 inch and up for me. Y'all throwing the John Holmes of swim baits out there, ain't you? Clayton Belmont, I need to wrap the boat with your logo and all the signatures from people who donated all over. Clayton, oh my God. That is so funny because when I was sitting there thinking about doing this, I honestly was thinking, and it's kind of like the Milliken thing, kind of like that, but we could get everybody signed, get Carrie Bell up at 400 Inc. to wrap Farmer's Boat, and we figure out how we get our signatures on it. I honestly did think about that. But you know what's going to be funny? Farmer's going to win it. He goes, all right, I need to thank the following people. And he's going to pull out a scroll. It's going to happen, boys. It's going to happen. You know what? That excites me. Now, hey, where are you guys fishing this weekend too? I want to make sure we get that in. But this excites me. I like having something to motivate me. I really do. We're gonna do this. 30 grand. Hell, let's raise 50 and cover his travel costs. And if God, can you imagine the party? Could you imagine the party we're gonna have if he were to win the championship? Angler of the year or something like that. Farmer, I believe you. I believe in you, babe. BK Explorer 9 on the console, 10 for the ML2 for the Mega Live 2. They have a very fast response to the controls. User-friendly settings, screen cleans off easy. The mapping is awesome. I got it. So where are you guys fishing this weekend? Again, I might be going with Farmer to Gunnersville. I don't know. War Eagle. Danny, why was your partner throwing Zoom Cinco imitation and not the original Yamamoto Cinco? He's cheap ass. I mean, he is. He will throw the Zooms and the Yums. I will throw the Yamamotos, but I'll break out a Zoom. Actually, to be honest, I'm giving him a hard time. I don't know why. A lot of people don't like the Yamamotos because Yamamoto equals one fish, right? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Again, you've heard me say it's like buying a Jeep and then bitching about the gas mileage. Well, what was you thinking? What did you expect? So when you buy a Yamamoto, you got to realize, but I'm just on the Cinco side of things, man. They just catch fish better to me, and the colors are better. I don't really have an answer for you. I did have some Yamamotos that he could have thrown, but he chose not to. Danny Spro makes a really nice KGB swim bait rod and reel to match to go with that Chad Shad. Listen, I had that rod, and I gave it to Big Bait John. He come in the shop last year, and he was just kind of. I had it in the rod in the shop, and he was just kind of down and out that day. And I said, John, I said, what do you think about these KGB rods? He goes, oh, dude, they are the Cadillac of swim bait rods. I said, are they really good? Because I got it from Spro. I said, are they really, really good? And he's like, oh, dude. I said, here, take it. I said, take it. And so he's fishing with it. I have another one coming. And the new reel they made for the swim baits. They got a new reel out. Is Farmer going to fish? What is that? Tyler Shellnut. Is Farmer going to fish the NPFL? He is in 2027 because we're going to pay for it. We're going to pay for it. We could always hold a fundraising tournament for him. Now, Mike Geiger, see here, let me. Now, this is just me. Fundraising tournaments are great, but fundraising tournaments do a lot better when it's for a kid, when it's for a sudden death, something tragic like that. Then I find that you get a lot of people to come out for them. Like Toys for Tots is for kids. We did a really good tournament when Beasley passed away. But I do find that just regular old farts like us, if we throw fundraising tournaments, they don't do as good. But we can do one for sure. We can do one, but that's just my experience. What I've noticed, people are a lot more apt to come out. You know what I'm saying? That's a great idea. We'll do it. Every penny can help, and we can have some fun doing it. Messick's going to start fishing night tournaments already this weekend or March 6th. Good Lord, that's early. We don't normally start that till May around here. That's when you start seeing the night tournaments kick off. There's a BFL Saturday on Lanier. Oh, Lord, it's going to be crowded then, ain't it? Cam said we're going back to tuna. This is where everybody's fishing this weekend. We're going back to tuna this Saturday, trying to break my 2.9-pound Alatoona spot record. Just can't get in the threes, but I know if there's a right time of the year, then it's now. Hey, listen, you can do it. Doug's going to Wadowee or Weedawee, however you want to say it this weekend. Silverpunk's doing a 2-day kayak tournament on Lanier. Wow. 2-day. Kayak tournaments are interesting. Now, Tracy Coker said some Yamamotos are one fish. Some of those pours actually last a little longer. Not sure why, unless they're not using consistent plastics. I don't know. I just know going in. I know going in, I got X amount of cast. You could say one fish, Tracy, but I think it might be better to say X amount of casts. Like, after I've used it, skipped a few times, when I rear back and rock it, and it goes behind the boat and my hook goes forward, like, I should have known better. I knew it was getting that time. Big Bait John equals brother, man. I like Big Bait John. He is a cool dude. Yamamoto's and Kitex, not able to be copied. They're soft. Other baits similar don't compare. I did my last own trial study with swim baits, worth the extra few bucks. The only I will say this, and again, I'm not sponsored by Cast. I can tell you, like the Echo and the Prodigy, because of the of what they're made, you definitely last a lot longer, and they've got good action, and you definitely can catch more fish than just one on. Um, and I know there's others. There's others, but I'm a Yamamoto or a Kitech guy. What's the tournament on Notley for it? The Blairsville Chamber of Commerce is, and Fishers of Hope is helping them. Uh, I don't know if it's for the Chamber of Commerce or what it's for. All I know is it's a good opportunity for all of us to get together and go fish against each other. That I believe. I go through about 2 packs of Cincos a day. Now, depending on where you're at, I know. Listen, in War Eagle the Best, I'm a Yamamoto guy 90% of the time. But over here on Latham, when the wacky worm bite is on, dude, you can throw any limp biscuit out there and they're going to bite it. So on those days, I take the Yum 100 pack, just straight green pumpkin, and we go over there. And the last time I did that was when me and Blake Buchanan were fishing that tournament over there. We probably caught 40 fish that day. I probably only had, it would have been in the 20s, 25, 26 of those left. They were just waxing them. We went through that. Now, that day, that would have been an expensive day if I'd have done that with the Yamamotos. Yeah, Farmer talked about that. That's that same tournament. My goal is to fish the Opens in 2028. Well, hey, Tyler, we'll do Farmer in 2027. We'll do you in 2028. Carter Night Derb starting in a couple of weeks. Man, it's starting earlier than I thought it would be. Tony's fishing with John Cox Saturday at the Wadawi Benefit Tournament. There you go. Now, thank you, Jeremiah. One thing everybody can learn from Danny over all this time is that kindness don't cost you nothing except your big swim bait rod. Because then I was like, dang, I ain't got a big swim bait rod, but I got another one coming. Notley will be on fire. It ought to be a good tournament. Yeah, Mike says Notley should be fishing good. I wish all you guys would come. Again, just a family thing. All right, so listen. Tonight, I'm going to cut this off a little early today. Tonight, Matt Steffen's going to be on with Father Time, Tim, and myself. I hope you guys come back at 8. But I'm dead serious as to what I started this off with, okay? Coleman, Doug Rice, Clint Bartlett. I will get with you three on how we're going to set this up. But the goal for the Fish North Georgia Live Well family, starting the second we get it all set up, where we decide where to send the money, $30,000. We're going to pay Jonathan Farmer's entry fees into the NPFL next year. We are going to send him to chase his dream and watch him win and lift the shield. So that is the goal. So you guys, it's going to take everybody. And I'm going to be announcing it on the live well. You're going to hear me pound this over and over and over again, guys. It takes 200 people, 150 people at $200 or 100 people at $300 to cover it. You guys are out there. You guys know, guys. But if we can only do $5, we'll take it. $1, we'll take it. $1,000, we'll take it. But that's the goal. Okay. So you guys keep that in your mindset. Need to see if Matt Stefan can get Uncle Randy on the show. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's going to come on our show. I think we might be in his on his bad side from past. But anyway, put that in your mind, guys. There ain't no we're going to try. There's no try, only do. So put that in your mindset. I'll see you guys this evening again when we talk to Matt. They are acquainted. I think they're on the same team, James Ramsey, but they share sponsors or something like that. But we'll see you guys tonight at 8. And enjoy the rest of your rainy workday Thursday. The weekend is almost here, boys. It'll be here before you know it. So love you guys. I'll talk to you tonight about, I don't know.